March out! March! Detail! Halt! Detail! Center! Face!
Good morning. My name is Andy Whaley. I'm a fire captain of the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire Protection District. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleamings, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order! Huh. Color guard! Round! Two!
Good morning. On behalf of myself and the Sacramento Fire Chaplaincy, our dignitaries here today, our chief officers, and our Sea of Blue, our men and women, thank you for coming as we honor and show our respects to those who have been added to the wall this year. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Would you join me for an opening invocation day as we remember those who we lost this past year? Good morning, Heavenly Father. Would you come today and comfort these families? Lord, may your peace rain down on these families as they may feel your comfort, those who have lost so much. Lord, we pray for each of these families here and those that could not be with us today. May your love shine bright to them all. Our hearts ache each year as we remember those who have gone on before us. May we never, never forget our brothers and sisters who paid the ultimate sacrifice. For we read in your word, greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity today to remember and honor our brothers and sisters here at this sacred memorial. We ask all these requests in Jesus' name. Amen.
National colors! Prepare to post colors! Huh. Ready? Two. Honor guard! Hooray! Huh.
Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Brian Rice, and I'm the president of the California Professional Firefighters. I also have the honor of chairing the California Fire Foundation, the nonprofit that built and maintains this memorial. I'd like to start by thanking Andy Whaley from Sacramento Metro Fire for the Pledge of Allegiance, Dennis Rodriguez from Los Angeles County Fire for the Pledge of Allegiance, and his wonderful rendition of the national anthem, and Kevin Snyder, our senior chaplain here in Sacramento. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize many of the dignitaries that we have here today. We're honored to have Governor GAVIN NEWSOM with us today, along with First Partner Jennifer Siebold Newsom. Thank you. We also have State Controller Betty Yee, Assembly Member Jim Cooper, and Senator Dr. Richard Pan. Also joining us today is Daniel A. Terry. Dan is the President Emeritus of the California Professional Firefighters, and Dan is the founder and the founding chairman of the California Fire Foundation. I'd also like to recognize the many brothers and sisters who are with us today in the sea of blue, and if you look behind me, you as families, you will see the amount of support you have from firefighters across the state of California. And thousands more are joining us in their fire stations while they're on duty, watching this ceremony via live stream. Wherever you are, if you're a firefighter, we know that you are here with us in spirit. Every year we come to honor our brothers and sisters who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Each year we add new names to this beautiful memorial wall. And every year we hope that we don't have to do it again, but we all know that we will. The job of a firefighter is not a game. It's dangerous, it's dirty, we have to train hard, and we have to be mentally prepared. Our communities demand the best of us every time out the door, and we're going to honor 34 men that gave their best for the state of California and the communities they serve. Every shift that we go, we face the risk of danger and tragic events, from a building fire to a tragic EMS call to a difficult and dangerous technical rescue. At any moment of the day, if you look behind you, all these firefighters in dress uniforms, a disaster could strike in California and they could be ordered back to the job. Could be a wildfire, could be an earthquake, a mudslide, anything. Firefighters are California's first line of defense in emergencies, and we are all honored to serve our state, our communities, and to serve you, families of our fallen brothers and sisters. This job it's a dangerous job, I've said that. I left the line as a captain in 2008, so about 11 years ago, and I believe this with all my heart. This job today is twice as busy and twice as violent as it was when I left the line. It took its toll in 2018 with a series of catastrophic wildfires. Our brother Jeremy Stoke lost his life, Braden Varney, and Brian Hughes. In March, it also took one of our brothers, Daniel Laird, lost his life in a helicopter crash. For many, the toll this job takes is slow, and over the years, it's the constant exposure to stress, to smoke, to the toxic substances that we're exposed to every day on the job. But the job of a firefighter also takes another toll, and it's one that you can't measure with a blood test or an X-ray or an MRI. As firefighters, we see and do things that others they can't even imagine it, and we all want to forget. Every time we experience these events, they get tossed kind of into the back of our brain, and we carry it around with us. And sadly, sometimes that burden becomes so much that we take our own lives. So for the brothers and sisters that we know we've lost in this state, we mourn them also. So as we gather here in this hallowed ground to honor 34 of our fallen heroes, we gather to mark the passage of the newly departed into a very sad fraternity, but we stand for them. They gave their all to protect their community and the state. We gather here for you, the families. You carry a special burden. And I look out and I see moms and I see dads and I see wives and I see husbands and sons and daughters. Each and every one of us. It's hard to get the words that are in our heart out to you, but know that we grieve with you and we stand with you. We will not forget, and we will be there for you always. 3 firefighters that are being added to this wall today have other members of their family on this wall. We can't imagine the pain that you felt and are feeling right now, and our hearts are with you. But I can offer you this pledge: we will never forget. Those aren't just words. If you're in uniform and you have a badge on, or you're retired, we live by those words. We never forget our fallen brothers and sisters, ever. On this wall, these 34 names will be etched into California's history. The legacy is forever part of our tradition of honor and sacrifice and service above self. We'll miss them terribly. We will never forget them, and we will never forget the sacrifice and what they gave, not only to us as their colleagues, but to you, their families, and the communities that they protected. It's a presence here on the grounds of our state capitol that we have this symbol of respect that is given to you by the state of California and all the citizens that live here. This is your memorial. The men and women who lead this state put everything else aside. They share the same respect. And today we welcome one such leader. Gavin Newsom was elected as our California governor in 2018. Prior to that, he served 8 years as our lieutenant governor. During that time, he's paid his respects at this memorial and at this ceremony regularly. He's been a forceful and effective advocate for firefighters and their families. We're honored to have Governor Newsom and first partner Jennifer here with us today. Speaking on behalf of the people of California, please welcome the Governor of the State of California, the Honorable Gavin Newsom.
Thank you, Brian. What I appreciate about Brian, everything you saw, that sort of raw passion and emotion that he displayed up here. And any of you know Brian, that exists everywhere he goes, in private, not just in public. And so, Brian, let me just thank you on behalf of a grateful state for your leadership, not only the California Professional Firefighters, but as chair of the Fire Foundation, let me thank you for your faith and devotion and cause of adding 34 people to this honor roll of heroes. I think it was Oliver Wendell Holmes who once said that as life is action and passion, it's required of all of us to share the action and passion of our time at peril of being judged not to have lived. What he was saying is each of us will be judged, and perhaps more importantly, ultimately, we'll judge ourselves to the extent we contribute to the life of our city, our county, our state, our nation, and increasingly the world we're collectively trying to build. I say that to make this point. The 34 men and women that we're honoring today, none of them are in peril of being judged not to have lived. Each and every one of them, they came from different departments, they hailed from different walks of life, but they shared, each of them, the same heart of a public servant. They shared the same conviction, they shared the same bravery, and now they share a permanent place on this wall for making the ultimate sacrifice and service to our state. As Brian said, I had the privilege of being here a number of years ago in my capacity as Lieutenant Governor, and I read a poem, a firefighter's ballad. A couple of you asked if I may consider sharing it again. It's titled, May They Not Be Forgotten. And I believe, as I did then, that it perfectly articulates the character, the courage, and the quiet nobility of the Californians we celebrate today. It begins, brother, when you weep for me, remember that it was meant to be. Lay me down, and when you leave, remember I'll be at your sleeve. In every dark and choking hall, I'll be there as you slowly crawl. On every roof and driving snow, I'll hold your coat, and you will know. In cellars hot with searing heat, at windows where a gate you meet, in closets where young children hide, you'll know I'll be there at your side. The house from which I now respond is overstaffed with heroes gone. Men who answered one last bell, did the job and did it well. As firemen, we understand that death's a card dealt in our hand, a card we hope we never play, but one we hold there anyway. That card is something we ignore as we crawl across a weakened floor, for we know that we're the only prayer for anyone that might be there. So remember as you wipe your tears, the joy I knew throughout the years. As I did the job I love to do, I pray that thought will see you through. So on behalf of a proud state, let me just express my deepest condolences to those who lost a loved one. Let me express my deep admiration, respect for the families that are assembled here today. May God bless California's fallen firefighters, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
As firefighters, our commitment to service is matched only by our commitment to fellow firefighters. When one of us falls in the line of duty, we all feel that loss as deeply as if it was a member of our own family, because to us they are family. Here to remember one member of this family and of his family is Joe Suarez, Superintendent of the Arrowhead Interagency Hotshots.
Good morning. I am Joe Suarez, the Superintendent of the Arrowhead Hotshots. We are here today to pay respect, to honor, and to memorialize the fallen who have given the ultimate sacrifice, their life. As I look into the crowd, I know that I am not alone in knowing that we all have lost someone who we continue to love, to look up to, and to miss. We all have shared many great stories with our firefighters. We will cherish them forever and continue to share their stories because we are very proud of the times that we spent with all of them. I know that I am proud and grateful to have known our brother firefighter Brian Corcoran Hughes. So Brian Hughes was the captain of the Arrowhead Hotshots and will always be the captain of the Arrowhead Hotshots. If you know anything about hotshots, you know they pull some of the most dangerous duty in the profession. Hotshots go directly into the wildfire, armed with a variety of hand tools, to try to stop the fire from spreading. The terrain is often treacherous, and the conditions are almost always harsh. Brian was good at his job, and he loved it. He was well respected, tough, and determined. He never flinched from the call of duty. But being a hotshot was what Brian did. It's not who he was. He was a good man. He loved his fiancée, Paige, his daughter, Sawyer Ann. He was close to his mother and father, Suan and Peter, and his sister Muriel. He rooted for the Green Bay Packers, and he loved country music. As someone born in Hawaii, Brian naturally loved to surf. He also was partial to Coors Light when he got thirsty. Brian was my friend and brother, and I miss him. Our brother and sister firefighters know this feeling when we lose one of our own. We shared our time with this firefighter who we respected very much for what they did. We cried and we laughed. And when it was time to answer a call or head home after our shift, we parted ways. But we know the biggest sacrifices are the ones that the families make when you love a firefighter. The most important and precious sacrifice is time. In this profession, we often spend more time with each other as firefighters than at home with our own families. That is why we must cherish the time that we spend with each other. I want to say thank you for giving your time of your loved one to the call of duty, to fight the fire so they may protect and serve others, such a noble cause and profession. You all should be extremely proud of each name that is on this wall. I am truly honored to stand before you all at the 17th Annual California Firefighters Memorial today, to speak, to say Brian's name one more time, to remember him. I stand before you a humbled man, knowing that we are not alone. And today our firefighters family has grown, knowing that we all stand together. Thank you.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I was glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I look and see your face. You're right there for me. No, no, Joe, no. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. Well, you showed me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach, and I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. I owe so much to you. You're right there for me. No, no, Joe, no. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. 'Cause I always saw in you my light, my strength. And I want to thank you now for all the ways you were right there for me. You were right there for me. You were right there for me for always.
In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky.
In my heart there'll always be a there you'll be.
Every year here, when we gather in Capitol Park, we do our best to honor the sacrifice of the men and women who gave their lives. But we know the loss that we feel does not compare to the loss that you feel as the families of the fallen brothers and sisters that are on this wall. And so this year, we've asked Ashley Iverson to be one of our speakers. Ashley lost her husband, CORY, in 2017 when he died fighting the Thomas Fire. She sat where you're sitting today. She feels the same hole. She felt the same hole in her heart that you feel. To honor you and surviving families, would you please welcome Ashley Iverson?
Today I stand before you representing you, the brokenhearted, the ones left behind, heroes among heroes. Today we witness 34 names etched in stone for eternity. They are sent home at the hands of an army of caregivers and a symphony of music presented with dignity and poise. The honor behind their name is beyond compare. The life of a firefighter is one like no other, and one that deserves nothing less than a royal farewell. Whether you are here to support an individual that has lost a loved one, or you are paying tribute to a steadfast friend and colleague, whether you are here to honor the cousin that was more like a brother, the niece that was stronger than the men, or the nephew that followed in your footsteps, whether it was your grandchild that never forgot to call you on your birthday, or your younger brother or sister you've always looked up to, whether it was your baby that was supposed to outlive you, or your beloved that left you without a kiss goodnight. We are all here for the same reason. We are forced to say goodbye to someone we loved. Our suffering is our connection. Our love is our bond. I struggled to find the right words to say to all of you today because I know no words can make the pain lessen. Just like the question, what do you need, cannot be fulfilled when the simple answer is, just bring my love home. I don't need to tell you what great pain comes from profound loss, but what I can tell you is there is always light to be found in darkness. The immeasurable pain we feel today is because of our ability to love. The palpable connection we feel with individuals that leave a stamp on our souls is why we are all here. The human experience is not guaranteed many things, but what is one thing we are guaranteed is just that, experience. Use your time here on this earth to experience life's infinite gifts. Live for the ones we are honoring today and all the others that left before them. Let your loved ones be the example of how important it is to live, how important it is to love. Look for something beautiful in every moment. Step outside your comfort zone. Do what you've always wanted to do. Cultivate relationships that build you up and embrace love when it comes your way. Seek out something that moves you. Find what rocks you to the core, what makes you feel alive. But most importantly, give yourself permission to grieve. Walking through life's traumas is no walk in the park, but I will assure you, there is so much light to be found when you walk through them rather than around them. For it is within our darkest days we are able to learn what we are truly capable of. Do these things because you can, because you are here, because you're alive. Life isn't just a matter of life and death, but it's what's in between that truly matters, here and now. The moments you have are just that, a piece of time that you hold in your hands. It's then and there that life really happens. It's within the present in which your dreams can become reality. It is in the present that you will realize your love never left, because their love for you is unending. It is within every breath you take their love lives on. With every heartbeat, they will continue to show you how much they love you as long as you are willing to open your heart and receive. Listen for the gentle sound of their voice within the soft whispers of the wind. Feel their delicate kisses on your cheek with every raindrop that blesses our skies. Keep living for them, to make them proud. Keep breathing for you, to make you proud. Keep loving, because love is the greatest power in this world. After all, love is why you are here. The love you shared with the person that changed your life. Love knows no boundaries. Love has no limits. Love never fails. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the UC Davis a cappella group who graced us with their song, There You'll Be. I also want to thank Governor Newsom. I want to thank Joe Suarez and Ashley Iverson for sharing their thoughts with us today. Today, 34 more names are going to go up on this memorial wall. To each of these fallen heroes, a United States flag will be presented to the family members or department representative. After the flags are presented, California Professional Firefighters President Emeritus Daniel A. Terry will close our program with the traditional last alarm ceremony. I want to thank all of you for joining us today in honoring our fallen colleagues and honoring the families that have had this loss visited on them. Joining us today to call this year's roll call of honor is Fire Chief Ed Rodriguez of the City of Alameda Fire Department and the President of the California Fire Chiefs Association.
Thank you, Brian, for the opportunity to participate in this tribute to our fallen brothers and sisters. As we have said today, 34 firefighters who died in the line of duty will have their sacrifice forever enshrined on the California Firefighters Memorial. For each of these fallen heroes, an American flag is being carried by a firefighter from the department for which they served. These flags will be presented to a family member, a friend, or a department representative. When the name of each firefighter is called, the person receiving the flag will stand to accept this remembrance and the gratitude of all Californians.
Ready? Face!
Carl Smith, Palm Springs. William E. Baker III, Rodeo Hercules. Charles Warren Haslip, Vista. Don Gasperson, Pacific Grove.
Order! On! Ready? Face! Forward! March! Ready? Face!
Richard Wardall, San Jose. Ryan Lee Thornton Sr., Long Beach. Alan J. Columbro, Cal Fire. Ronald L. Castro, Orange County. Robert T. Wolf, CAL FIRE. Alan Ivan Chronister Jr., Long Beach. Mark R. Dana, Montezuma. Robert Gene Brantley, Los Angeles County. Jesse Lopez Dacasio, Modesto. Richard Allen Williams, Santee. Cecil Morris, Los Angeles City. David Michael Taylor, Fresno. Harasimos Gray, Redding. Braden Gordy Varney, CAL FIRE. Oni Durney, Fresno, Jeremiah Nathaniel Stoke, Reading, Sandra Kiefert Johans, Fresno, Brian Corcoran Hughes, National Park Service, Donald Ban, Sacramento City, Peter Anthony Aliotti, Contra Costa County, Jason S. Pollard, CAL FIRE, R. Joseph Duran. Chico. Gregory Ewert. Modesto. Kenneth Jerry Hood, California Office of Emergency Services. Russell Van Fagan, Los Angeles County. Roger V. Harless, Contra Costa County. Randall Duarte, Los Angeles County. Keith James Hernandez, Kings County. Stephen F. Casados, CAL FIRE. Daniel Joseph Laird, Forest Service.
first.
Uniform personnel. Attention. Carry. Color.
The first name on the California Firefighters Memorial is that of James Welsh, a San Francisco firefighter who paid the price in 1851. In Brother Welsh's time, the firefighters were called to service by the ringing of a bell. It was the bell that signaled the beginning of that day's new shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by the bell, which summoned these brave souls to fight the fire. When the fire was out, it was a bell that signaled to all the completion of the call. And when the firefighter had died in the line of duty, paying the supreme sacrifice, it was a mournful toll of the bell that announced the comrade's passing. Much has changed in the last 160 years, but the traditions of our profession survive. These traditions reflect honor and respect for those who have given so much and who have served so well. As a tribute to their courage and sacrifice, we ring the last alarm, a special signal of 3 rings, 3 times each. It represents the end of our comrades' duties as they return to quarters. As it was for Brother Welsh when our state was new, we honor our fallen brothers and sisters for their selfless devotion to duty with their last alarm. Their duties well done, they're going home.
Present. On.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you remain in your seats until dismissed by the Sergeant at Arms. Thank you.
National colors. Prepare to retire. Colors. Retire. Drum major, by your command. Uniform personnel, freeze in.